Hey guys, what up? Peace, family. It's your boy Okachi Genesis, your favorite trader, your best traders, your best mentor. We're back again on another episode of my last class of the 76 trillion years of Black origin was mind blowing to you. I hope you open your mind into no knowledge. I hope it helps you understand your Black origin and where you're coming from. Right now, we are on the second video of the 76 trillion years Black African history now. I'm gonna break that down for y'all. And like I told y'all, if you wanna get your pastors and shit, cause it's about to go crazy. Cause I'm about to day their asses off. So like I told you, it's about to go crazy. Welcome on another episode. We're taking this shit to a whole lot of level and creating our own African dynasty, right? And make sure we understand ourselves and understand where we're coming from without reading any punk ass shit from any white ass Caucasians that are coming now to our world nowadays, aka Shaitan, aka the Bible, to come and mislead us for the 6,000 years, like they said. So let's go to our aka like the Bible as they call it and read Genesis chapter 30, verse 31 through 41. Now I'm gonna read it. If you don't have it, I'll read it for you. Oh, let me check. Genesis chapter 30. Genesis chapter 30. Hold on. Excuse me a second. I'm gonna look for it. Oh shit, what the shit is, man? Yeah, I got it. Genesis chapter 30, verse 31 through 41. Verse 31. Now we go. And what shall I give? The Bible quotes, aka the Bible says, and what shall I give you? He asked. Don't give me anything, Jacob replied, but if you will do this one thing for me, I will go on tending your flocks and watching over them. He continues by saying, let me go through all your flocks today and remove from them every speckle or spotted sheep, every dark colored lamb, and every spotted or speckled goat. They will be my wage. They will be my wage, and my honesty will testify for men in the future. Whenever you check on the wages, whenever you check on the wages, you have paid me. Any goat in my possession that is not speckled or spotted, or any lamb that is not dark color, will be considered stolen. Agreed, said Laban. Let it be as you have said. Then let it be as you have said. That same day he removed all the male goats that were streaked or spotted, and all the speckled or spotted female goat in bracket, all they had white on all that had white on them, and all the dark color lamb, and he placed them in the car of his son. Then he put a 3-day journey between himself and Jacob, while Jacob continued to tend the rest of Laban's flocks. And he continues by saying, Jacob, whoever, took fresh cut branches from poplar, almond and plain trees, and made white stripes on them by peeling the dark and exposing the white inner wood of the branches. Then he places the peeled branches in all the watering through, so they will be directly in front of the flocks when they come to drink. When the flocks were in heat and came to drink, they melted in front of the branches, and they bore young that were streaked and speckled or spotted. Jacob set apart the young of the flocks by themselves, but made the rest face the streaked and dark colored animals that belonged to Laban. Thus he made separate flocks from himself and did not put them in Laban's animal. Whenever whenever the stronger females were in heat, Jacob would place the branches in the trough in front of the animals so they would mate near branches. But if the animals were weak, he would not place them there. So the weak animals went to Laban and the strong ones to Jacob. As you all know, Jacob's original name is Jacob, and Jacob was the first person that founded the white race. So I'm going to break this down for you. And the Bible continues by saying, in this way, the man grew exceedingly prosperous and came to own large flock, female and male servants, aka servants, and camels and donkeys. Now, these version of Genesis, like I told you, Jacob verse of the Bible is Genesis because he's the one that started the white race. So this version of Genesis make you understand, like I told you the previous part on our first video, how Jacob started the white race with by having albinos or have sexual intercourse with a 12-and-a-half-year albino, and they keep on weakening the albino genes up to the point that it reached into the aka white man today. And you see how it functions, and that is how they would describe, that is how the Bible would describe it, and instead as the goats, white flocks, and all of that. And you relate that with the Bible and you see how you correlate, and it breaks you into understanding. So that Bible actually is African hidden culture that is given to you out there in a false manner, that you will take it and interpret it as if it's your God. Meanwhile, you, the black people, are actually your own God without you knowing. So with that being said, think, lose your head, don't jump in conclusion because your forefathers or your foreparents just came into this world and probably met these things and just believe in them without even going into a little bit of research. Now it's your generation. We are in the, I think on the 22nd generation, or so you are the one that's supposed to bring this out for your future children to create this revolutionary period where they say will be the end of the world. But meanwhile, we know fully well that we are our gods. We are full of melanin, and I'm gonna break that down as we proceed. So let's move on without taking much of our time. Let's be brief on this one and go real quick. So now they created lies. So now they created lies called Christian unity, aka Christian unity. Remember, they created lies, Christian unity, aka. I'm not reading it off of the Bible anymore. I'm out of the Bible. Genesis chapter close. I've already explained everything regarding that one. So no. Now what they did was they created Christian unity, aka Christianity. I told you who the fact. I told you all the facts, in fact, who the false prophets were, and now we have the story of Noah, which is the flock which was stolen from Pharaoh Khufu. I don't know if you all know the story of Noah in the Bible regarding the flood, but that story was stolen from Pharaoh Khufu, who was the second king of Egypt in the 4th dynasty. You can go check it out. I ain't saying this, I ain't forming none of this shit. I did my own research. So King Khufu built the 155th booth, which you can see on the images on Google today, which is symbolic to when the spiritual upgraded and you were able to spiritually symbolic. Excuse me. This boat that King Khufu created was symbolic to spiritual upgrades, and you were able to spiritually pass through the next realm. In the next realm, I don't feel like going into this right now, but we're gonna proceed on this. I just want us to make this about it. So the next room is another topic. I don't want to go into this. We're about to focus on our black race. So let's move on. This boat was called the new Ankh. This boat that this PD like their Bible stuff and talk about the story of Noah. So but it was normally the story of Pharaoh Khufu, King Khufu, and the boat that he created was known as the New Ankh. This council of Nicaea, as I explained in my previous video, just changed the New Ankh to Noah. So you see the rhyme scheme onto New Ankh to Noah, right? So they voted to change the name of that King Khufu's boat from New Ankh to Noah. So if you've done like literature, you know the how they use sounds and sounds that matches with the same word. I don't know if it's onomatopoeia that they use it to play alongside with words, but words will sound the same but mean different. So let's move on. Praise God, I just changed the New Ankh to Noah, and they call it Noah's Ark, since it is a giant's boat. Since the giant's boat they made up, since it was a giant's boat, they made up another story that the world flooded and everybody got onto this boat and put on animals on it. Now let me ask you a question. Try and get on a boat full of animals and see what will happen to you. See what happened to you. You see what happened to you. Now the Bible is made of African history, but this is white people mixing it up and giving you the shit to swallow and enslave you without you even knowing. So let's take a common example. You want to jump on a ship full of animals and wildlife and bullshit, man. Just try that shit. You see those animals gonna tear you up. It's nothing like animals are gonna be there and wobble your ass. If you've watched the movie Pi, you understand a single boy struggling in the sea, having difficulties with a lot of animal, but he had lion on the single boat. But I mean, I don't know if it's a lion or it's a tiger, but you see that tiger when he got hungry, got too upset, and he couldn't resist anymore. He had to struggle to eat the boy. But see though, the boy had to struggle on his own. There's nothing like animals. So don't tear your eyes up. Just try that shit. You're gonna see for yourself. Don't play yourself. So after these white people crushed Egypt and finally passed laws that forbid Egyptians from practicing their religion, and they started forcing people into Judaism, Catholic Christianity, and in about 350 AD, they traveled to Ethiopia and forced the religion upon black African Ethiopian people, and that's how they became Christians. They were not already Christian. If you know anything about Egypt and how, and in fact, if you know anything about Egypt was like the little sister of Ethiopia. Ethiopia used to be an entire continent on its own. An entire continent on its own. I think on its own, but due to war and other things, which I don't want to go through this video, I just want to be brief. They segregated themselves and became a southern region, down like Sudan and all that. So you understand how these people keep on suppressing the black culture. So after the Caucasian brought their Christianity to Egypt, they went through Ethiopia, and from there they spread the Christianity like wildfire through Africa. In 622 AD, Islam was created, based of the Old Testament. So Islam is not like another religion. Islam is just the Old Testament that was mixed up and brought back to y'all. And since these people knew that, okay, since the white were like, these people don't, since the white knew that probably we might get stubborn and get heady, they were just like, okay, so this, so if these people don't accept Christianity, they will definitely accept Islam. That's why that's why Islam and Christianity are the most dominant religion in the world. There's no other religion. There's Buddhism, the all those other things, they are still small fox compared to these. And first of all, you can't compare those Buddhism and stuff. Actually, they are practicing their own their own culture, which is more authentic than all this Christian unity, which was not first of all Christianity, Christian unity, and Muslim and shit like that. So the reason why Muslims pray and put their head on the floor is because I'm gonna tell you this. The reason why Muslims pray and put their forehead, they always bow, like they bow and like put the forehead on the floor, is because there was a verse in the Old Testament which says that Moses, seeing the Lord, fell upon his face and bowed his head, something like that. So when Moses saw the Messiah, aka the God, said in the Bible, he bowed his head on the floor. That's the reason why I see today Muslims bow their head whenever they are praying. whenever they are praying. So that's how Christianity came into existence. But 76 trillion years ago, when we started this topic of the black origin, there was no such thing as the Bible. Now, from 350 AD from 350 AD to 1440 to 1492, Christopher Columbus. 1492, white people love this time. Yeah, white people love 1492. They love this time a lot because of Christopher Columbus, which was the first time ever. Excuse me, 1492. 1492. Yeah, white people love this time so much because that's the first time they ever left Europe in their life. Now, there is a false story that Christopher Columbus discovered America, which is hell no. Hell no. Christopher Columbus is not the person that found Columbus. There was this man with him that his name was Amerigo Vespucci. Amerigo Vespucci. So when Christopher Columbus sailed the New World and he came to what is known today as Dominican Republic on December 5th, 1492, he started a plantation and started enslaving the black people who were there, who you want to call today the India or the Red India, or whatsoever you want to call them. And from there, he seeked the coast of Florida and sent Amerigo Vespucci, who landed in 1499. Hence, the name America was founded from Amerigo Vespucci. So you understand, the person that founded America was not actually Christopher Columbus. It was the person alongside him, which was Amerigo Vespucci. Hence, the name America was given. So he gave America almost similar to his name. So Christopher Columbus is XXX false story. Go check that shit out. I don't speak with fact. I always say I speak with fact. You're gonna do some little light research. You're gonna understand more what I'm saying. So now, after Christopher Columbus landed in a Dominican Republic, it landed in a Dominican Republic in 1492. He went. After he landed in Columbus in 1942, he went to what is called today, Puerto Rico, on the 19th of November 1493. Did the same thing to the black people who were there and went to Jamaica in May 13, 1494, and he continued to what is called today the Central or Latin America to places such as Costa Rica, El Salvador, and others. You can check it out on. I don't want to go through. You can check it out. Let's just. I don't want to go through all of that and focus on Christopher Columbus. But this is why Puerto Rican and Latin people follow Catholic and they are Christian, because Christopher Columbus did the same thing to them, which the Caucasian did to our African and brothers and sisters and stuff like that. So Latin, Christian, Puerto Ricans became Christians and stuff like that because they were affiliated the same thing that African people suffered months ago. In 1555, like approximately 33 years later, John Hardy Hawkins came to west coast of Africa, Ghana, and brought us and brought us other here, aka God ship Jesus. I'm certain that no African on this slave ship spoke English to all back in the days. Like all back in the days, there was no black that could speak English then. So so hence they could even know Jesus' name. Rather they knew the boat name was Good Ship Jesus. That's all that they know. Around this same time, the Spaniards, since Christopher Columbus was a Spaniard, invaded Congo, and more now, an African warrior named the name Queen Zing. Now there was an African warrior named Queen Zinga, so he fought the Spaniard in the 1500, and so you see, slavery was already existing like uh long ago, before the school slavery before the school, or your school books would tell you slavery started in 1619. That's all bullshit. So from 1492 all the way to Abraham Lincoln 1863, while Christopher Columbus and the rest were doing their, oh shit, I don't know what's disturbing me, was doing their thing with Indians, they were doing the same thing with Africans at the same time. Now I don't know if you've watched this movie called Django. I don't know, most of you, if you've watched this movie Django by Jamie Foxx, you relate to all of these. Also, don't fall for the trick. Don't fall for the trick. Most of these languages were created by Africans, by African Moors, like Spanish, like Spanish, who was created in Italy by black, but you think it's from Spain. So don't fall for the trick. Don't fall for the trick. White people did not, I repeat, white people did not wash up, wash. White people back in the day, they did not wash up using soap or wear drawers until 16 to 1700, which means white people have been doing this for only. So white people did not wash up or wear drawers for until 16 to 1700 years ago. Which means they have been wearing pants, they have been bathing, they have been doing other things only 300 to 400 years ago, which means we civilized them, not the other way around. Not like they civilized us, we civilized them. Now, if you watch the film called Shaka Zulu, you understand that we black were wearing pants already long in the day. Shaka Zulu was a black man that was not having a top. He was hunting with a spear, and he always had the pant on or something like I don't know, the plantain tree cut together and sew something like the pant, and that's how they used to wear it up. You understand? If you watch the film called Shaka Zulu, it's an old ancient film. I don't know if you see it now today, but if you go on the internet and type Shaka Zulu, I think you definitely see a video of that. So back in the were pants things, the Moors taught them how to bath, brush their teeth, build homes. Remember our ancestors that first that our ancestors were already building in Egypt. So they were our ancestors already building up to a certain point that they already built the pyramid. Speaks. We taught them how to speak, how to walk, as I explained on our previous video, the previous video of the black origin, 76 trillion years ago, how the 76 trillion years ago, how the white used to walk on four legs. We taught them how to do algebras. The first algebra book was called the algebra was Malakabla. Yeah, was called the algebra wall Malkabala. Yeah, and it was written by a black man named Algebra Wall Malkamarisma. We created geometry, trigonometry, astrology, biology, genetics. All the sciences you study today, we were created by us, not those white folks. Not those white folks. Now, let me tell you, university means the study of the universe. That's why you have university. University. If you don't know that, you know it today. So university means university was the study of universe, like chemistry. As chemistry, which means black. Chemistry, which means like excuse me, like camp. I don't know if you've noticed, Wiz Khalifa always has this is same at time when he rap he say camp, but you don't understand the deep meaning of that. Camp means black. Camp means, so he's just talking about his origin. The chain he used to wear is camp. Camp means black. Black. That's why you see Wiz Khalifa having this is chain called Kam. Kush means black, and blackness is what, and blackness is what blackness is what blackness is melanin. So this is whole study of this whole study of this word is about you, and you don't even know it. So all the study of this word is about the black race, but we don't even know it yet. For the past decades that we've been living into this, well, we don't even know it yet because we are still ignorant to the fact that the white people have been programming us since let's say 6,000 years ago, because that's where the AKA say the excuse thing started. Now the Caucasian brought retarded deal system for $24. So since they were trying to invade the Indians, they were trying to take our lands, and they brought up a faded ass deals for deal system for $24. This is when we wanted to start exchanging. In fact, this is when they wanted to start exchanging their money for goods. Now, now before this, the India were sharing among themselves. They were not selling anything. They were sharing among themselves, so they never know what's money, or what they will buy with this. So what they will buy with this. So they will buy it. So the Indian refused this $24 thing, and they were like, what would they do with money? They don't need it. In 1704, whites attacked the Indian, killing 40 of them and carried 100 of them. So basically, they kidnapped Indians by killing 40 of them indirectly. In 1712, there was also a black slavery vote in New York, which 21 blacks were slaves, were cap 21 which 21 black slaves were captured and executed. In 1739, there was a black slavery surprising in South Carolina, which was started by the white. In 1741, there was another black slavery vote in New York, where 13 black were hanged. Another 13 were burnt to death, and 71 black were adopted. In 1776, America founded by the white, in which they started their own country, aka corporation, which is completely built on black slavery. So did you know American number one source of income is from the prison system? You don't even know it yet, but we think the prison is where bad people go. Actually, that same prison is the number one source of income of the United Nations, in fact, of all countries of the world. Prison. That's why you see a prison is in a box. It's in a box, a square box like that. So everything that's in a box, let's say if I put you in a box, right, that energy in that box dies. That's why anything that's in a box either suffocates, or that area is very bad for a living. Anything that's a box, that's why you see the swimming pool is in a box. When you die, you go where? In a box, in a casket. When you buy a shoe, it goes where? In a box, in a casket. Everything that has negative energy enters what? In a box. But now you see that, you think that these people are doing things good for you. Now that's crazy. That's the number one system of these people having their money. In 1830, President Andrew Jackson raised to neglect the India and remove the native Indians from their own land, and in this area he signed an Indian Removal Act In 1835, President Andrew Jackson led the war against Creek Indians at the Battle of Holshore. He killed and took from the Indian 20 million hectares of their land, and this land today can be seen on the half of Alabama and one-fifth of Georgia. From 1835 to 1842, President Andrew Jackson led his second war, which he slaughtered and taken lands from the similar Indians. All these names are just named back in the day because these Indians were still blacks, but just that area was called India, and they were the one inhabiting those places. So it's not like they were actually Indian or they were or another white people, like Indians are white today, but actually we have red India, we have other colors of India, but the Indians back then in the day they were black. It's not like so don't let the name anything for you and your understanding, right? So let's go to the what was that? One-fifth of Georgia. So from 1862, Andrew Jackson also led the second war, slaughtering and taking land from the similar Indian, and which today is called Florida. In 1838, Cherokee Indians were forced by the white to walk thousands of miles from Florida to what is known today as Oklahoma. Boom. Now let's proceed. The first black queen in Europe, her name is Charlie Sophie, born in 1744 and passed away in 1818. You could check it out. Check it out now. Now she's the one who taught white people royalty, and this is why Europeans today call themselves the black nobility or royal family. So you so you could see when the white were here were slaving us, we were when the whites were there slaving us, we were on the other side, on the other side, developing them indirectly by our African queen Charlie Sophie. In 1865, the U.S. formed the Ku Klux Klan out of Christianity, aka Christian Unity, which was supposed to be a secret society aimed at exterminating the blacks. Now we entered into the 1900s, which is 1990 or 1900 till date. So tell me, how do we fall from being the greatest being, which started this world from 76 trillion years ago, to what we are today? I don't understand. Probably the Bible came and mislead, confuse y'all. Now, as I'm showing you all of this, I hope this teach you a lot. I hope it makes you understand a lot about your AKA Bibles and shit. I hope it makes you know why we are what we are today. So, I don't know. So ever since 1486 BC, when the Bible says the beast was released, aka Satan, aka white man, now aka Shaitan, aka Satan, aka the white man, now they have their foot on our neck. So now is the time to get rid of that now they have their feet on our neck. So now is the time for us to get rid of those their legs on our neck. But we're not going to do that physically. We'll do that mentally. Why? Because we're blacks and we'll build our own. So now let's enter into Freemasonry. I don't know if you know about Freemasonry. Let's go into Freemasonry real quick. The Pope, yes, the Pope. I'm talking about the Pope. 100% of the Pope. If he's watching this, I'm talking about you. 100% of the Pope's garment today was stolen from the Egyptian black gods. You can go on Google and check that out. Check that, because if you look at his hat, the Pope's hat, and the Pope's, if you look at the black Egypt's hat and that of the Pope, is the same thing. The staff that the Pope has is the same staff that the Egyptian gods use as well. So as the Pope is the same stuff that the Pope uses, is the same stuff that the Egyptian gods use as well as the garment that the Pope is using today. So if you're doubting, just go on Google and see that. Just search like Pope garments compared to the Egyptian gods garment. You will see something like that, and you understand what I'm talking about. So, so the Pope, yes, you is false prophet, and his whole attire is that of the Egyptian pharaoh, aka our African origin, aka the black man. So they copy everything from us, not the way reverse, like I used to tell you, not us copying any fucking thing from them. They've been copying shit from us for decades and decades of years. So the so Catholic Christianity and the rest of the religions controlled by the Pope or the Vatican or just copy or the Vatican are all just copying our black ancestors Egyptian today. So Masonic Illuminati are just all secret of the black culture that's highly hidden by these people, and they give you this false religion for you to believe into. Meanwhile, for you to believe into. Meanwhile, they are using our own African sciences, like for instance, Masons call their climax Jacob. Masons call their climax Jacob's ladder. They have 33 degrees, which is they have 33 degrees, which is because 85% of whites are born with a calcified pangolin. The 85% of the whites are born with calcified pangolin. So your spinal cord is Jacob's ladder, like your spinal cord. 85% of the whites are born. 85%. Let me see. Hold on. Let me check this. Let me know I'm not making a mistake. 85 degree. Okay. Mason called their climax today Jacob's ladder because they have 35 degree, which is because 85% of whites. 85% of whites are born with a calcified pangolin, so their spinal cord, like the spinal cord that's behind your head, is Jacob's ladder. So you have 33 vertebrae, and your spinal cord right behind you, and your spinal cord have 33 vertebrae, which is right behind your neck, behind your head, where your 5 physical senses are like the Kundalini energy, and the Kundalini energy, the serpent energy. If you don't know this, go hook it up. Go hook it up on the podcast. Like podcast, you check the podcast out. I don't know what's disturbing my fucking leg here. If you don't know this out, just go and check out the podcast, Red Cross Pharmacy, and hospitals today. They have this logo with they have this logo with 2 serpents wrapping on a stick. And they have wings, which they stole from the black African Egyptian emotabs. These symbols were on his hospital. So this serpent symbolizes Kundalini energy. This serpent symbolizes Kundalini energy that travels from your spinal cord. So I don't know if you know this, what I'm explaining here. The Kundalini energy, the serpent, which is the serpent energy, is that logo. I don't know if you go to the pharmacy, you have this one stick with logo with serpent going on it like that, and on the two sided like that, there are wings, and it's always green. It's always green. Even in you have it on pharmacy, you have it restaurant. I also have it on other things. Boom. So these symbolize these symbols. Excuse me. These symbols were on his hospitals, and the serpent symbolizes Kundalini energy that travels from your spinal cord. So once this energy travels up to your spinal cord and up to your spinal cord off the back of the black person, it travels from your spinal cord of a black person. It pushes and opens the pingula, and it opens like a trap door. Like when you travel to your spinal cord, it goes to your pangula and it opens your pangula like a trap door, and it hangs like it opens like a trap door. Opening like a trap door. Opening like it goes from your spinal cord to your pangula system, and it opens your pangula like a trap door. On the third vertebra, on the third vertebra of your brain, aka the brain of a black person, on the third vertebra of your brain. After after the Kundalini energy travels up to your spinal cord. So once this energy travels up to your spinal cord of a black person, it pushes and opens the pendulum, the pendulum like a trap door. And after it opens the pendulum like a trap door, on the third vertebra of your brain, aka the black person, they have a dark liquid. The third vertebra of your brain is over here. They have a dark liquid which runs through the third vertebrate into the fourth vertebrate, stimulating the brain, the brain circulating the brain's psychic abilities. And the dark person you make, and the darker you make, you understand how. And it, like when it goes like when the liquid runs through the third vertebrate into the fourth vertebrate, stimulating the brain psychic abilities, the darker the darker you are, that's how full your liquid into your third vertebrate is. So the darker, that's why you see some people are very, very dark, which means they are full of melanin into their system. It's not like they're actually black, they have melanin. So stimulate the psychic system. The darker you are makes you understand how full the liquid is is how full the liquid is. So is in your system. So someone like me, like I'm a little bit fair, I'm not too black, I can have like 85% full. My liquid into my third vertebra can be like 35% full. Can be like 35% full, and then the lighter you become, the more weaker and lower the liquid in your system keep dropping, and lower until the more lighter and the more lighter or lower you become, the liquid keeps dropping lower and lower until you become like a white person. That's why people have have a little or no melanin into their system. So actually that dark liquid into your system is melanin. It's not anything else but melanin fold into the dark person. So the darker the melanin, the blacker in fact, the darker a black person is, it means that black person have a lot of melanin into his system. That's why I was taking an example on me, like I'm a little bit chocolate or something like that. I can be having like 75% of melanin into my system. But the more lighter you become, like I explained before, Jacob took the albinos of 12 and a half years and was breeding the white race out of those people. So as a result, he was killing the melanin into their system without him knowing. That's why the white people have little or no melanin, but the black people, so long as you're black, the melanin is always in your system. The more darker you are, the more melanin you have into your system. So as you become fair, I don't know why these girls nowadays are keep on creaming, because it's actually on their own disadvantage. So the more you become fair, the more your melanin into your system reduces. Now let's move on. That's why when the Kundalini energy on the white man, but that's why we see the Kundalini energy on the white man, when it shoots up to their spinal cord, it hits the door of the door and locks. And when the Kundalini energy shoots on the behind the spinal cord of a white man, it hits through the door and lock in, and it's instant lock. But meanwhile, that of a black man is that of a black man open like that of a trap, like I explained earlier before. But that of a white man, since he has little or no melanin, when he hits from the spinal cord to the shoot to the spinal cord to the spine, they and it shoot to the spine of a white man, their door is locked and locked. Meanwhile, that of a black man is always open. So that's the reason why Masonic have a stop at the 33-degree, which is because when the Kundalini energy shoots up their spine, it doesn't leave the 33rd vertebrae to the sixth sense, because when you leave the 33rd vertebrae from the back of your head, you come to the sixth sense that is somewhere over here, and the 33rd vertebrae represent the feet, and all these 33rd the 33rd vertebrae I'm talking about represent the five senses that you have, and the sixth sense is when it leaves the 33rd vertebrae and come to your sixth sense, which is over somewhere in front here. So the 33rd vertebrae represent the five senses, and the mind represent the sixth sense. So Mason understand they can't access this place, because when he shoots through their spine, from their vertebrae to the spine, and goes to their sixth sense, it's locked, not like that of a black that is open like a trapdoor. So that's why the white race is white person stop at the 33 vertebrae, which is why they called it Jacob's ladder. And remember, Jacob is Jacob, the person who created the white race. And in the process of creating the white race, in the process of creating the white race, as I explained in the previous video, he made white people weaker and weaker. That's why they can't access the sixth sense. That's why they can't have access of the sixth sense that's over here. But the black man, once he hits his spinal cord and goes through the goes to the 33rd vertebrae until his sixth sense, his own is open like that of a trapdoor, not unlike that of a white man. When he hits his sixth sense and passes through the 33 vertebrae, when it comes to his sixth sense is locked. Why? Because he has little or no melanin. That's the reason why. I think that's one of the fears of these people, because they know we can access our sixth sense more than the way they can do, and they just imagine what we can do with that if we get into possession of certain information. So with that being said, let's move on forward. So imagine if we know, just imagine if we know these are secrets they have. So just imagine this. Oh, this is awesome. Like, this is awesome to know about. If you understand these, then I don't know what the fuck you believing in that Bibles and shit, because those are crazy shit, you know what I mean? Because just imagine if you know all the secret that they are having, what we could do, which is their greatest fear. This is why when the Bible, hold up a second. This is why when the Bible talks about Jacob went to the land of Peniel, the Bible used to say Jacob went to the land of Peniel and wrestled with God in Peniel, Pengulan. This is why when the Bible talks about Jacob went to the land of Peniel and wrestled with God. So Peniel, Pengulan, Peniel, your Pengulan, Peniel, Pengulan, which means Jacob went through his brain and wrestled with God because he couldn't access his sixth sense, which is the black man. Only the black man can answer it. So definitely, we have been the God all this while without us even knowing, because we are full of melanin. But Jacob was trying to wrestle with what? The Pengulan, the Pengulan where the Pengulan energy. He was trying to, not the Pengulan energy. He was trying to wrestle with his own self, because we also are the only people that can access through this Pengulan system. And since the white man can access through the Pengulan system, when he tries to access to the pygonal system, goes into the 33 vertebra, and tries to travel to his sixth sense. It's blocked over there, unlike that of a black man that is always open like a trapdoor. Now he went into his system and tried to wrestle with God. So that's what the Bible actually meant, not that sacred science behind that, not that sacred shit that I'm telling you to make understand, like Jacob went and wrestled, blah 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 and bullshit. Now let's handle the Bible a little bit. The Bible is a sacred book handled by sacred society, mainly Caucasian. And if you know the meaning of Caucasian, if you don't know the meaning of Caucasian, go watch my previous video. I explained what the meaning of Caucasian is over there. The Bible is a sacred book handled by the sacred society, mainly the Caucasian, to record their creation. What is that creation? The programming that they have been giving us for the past decades of years. Now they recorded how in the Bible in an encrypted way that they will use it against you without you even knowing. So it's a sacred book that records that creation interaction with which has been negative towards us, the black race, for the last 6,000 years. You want to know why? Okay, let me tell you why. The Bible is based off of astrology, and astrology is based off only 3,000. The Bible is based off astrology. The Bible is the Bible is based off of astrology, and astrology is based only from 6,000 years ago. So that's the reason why. So with that being said, if you've watched this video and you're still having a question, I'm going to more elaborate this on a third video of the black black's origin. I'm going to explain it on a third video of the black origin. So with that being said, I don't want to take much of your time. Peace, family. Have a great day.